we just finished our live show and it was so much fun. I haven't had that much fun on a live show in a long time, but yeah, thank you everyone who came. It was over on Soleil's channel. I will leave a link down below. But yeah, that was so much fun. We played a game where you had to guess the dragon book based off of the cover and the titles were blurred out. I won. Technically, some of our viewers won, but I won as well. And I did not finish Blaze Wrath Games because I put it down. The only thing that could have happened in this book, this is our group book by the way, if you decide to start in week 2 of Draconathon vlogs, the only thing, I was pretty chill with just about anything happening, except for the thing that just happened. I can't give it away. It's a major spoiler. All I can say is I'm in the climax, like, ending, and something happened, and I did not think they were going to do that. I did not think that this was going to happen. It seemed like it definitely wasn't going to happen, and then it happened. And in reviewing my first vlog, some of the things I said, it's in a whole new clarity now. So that was a lot. I've had poor instincts on this book overall. Like, everything about my instincts on this book has been wrong, except for one. I did make this statement. I usually have really good instincts with characters. Like, I'm usually like, oh, I like this character, and then like I invest in them, and then it's a lot of fun, and then they die. And yeah, that's exactly what happens every time, isn't it? Okay, that's great. Oh, another thing that happened in Blaze Wrath Games was kind of disappointing. I won't give this away either because I don't want it to be a spoiler, but there was a solid twist in here that I really enjoyed. When it started to be revealed, I was like, oh, that's good. That makes sense. And then they dismissed it, and then it was the twist. So it was kind of like a too early twist reveal. Yeah, I feel like the execution on the twist could have been done in a way that really would have blown my mind at the end and created like a whole new level of adrenaline as I was going through the ending. But yeah, now I just have the aftermath. That's all that's left, and I will be reading the rest of this today, but I had to put it down. I was way too frustrated and upset, discouraged, hurt, betrayed to continue on with that. Then I did make some headway in Beast Warrior. This is by Nahoko Uehashi. It is the second after Beast Player. Really good so far. I am digging being back in this world, and they've already done some really good world building things. That's great stuff. So I am going to get Blaze Wrath Games done, and then I will be working on Beast Warrior, but I'm also going to start. This is like playing Jenga. Also not my dominant hand. All of these books are going to fall. Oh, this is such a bad idea. Please, please. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that happened. Enough people were talking in the chat about at least the first story in the Book of Dragons being really good. It has solar punk, which I also learned what that was on the live show. It's like renewable energy steampunk. That's like the best thing I've ever heard of with dragons, like robot dragons or animatronic dragons. I don't know, but everyone was saying the first story was really good. A couple people said that they wanted it to be like a full-length book. That's really exciting to me, so I'm going to start this. I'm gonna read this more slowly, so I'm not expecting to finish this book this week because there are a whole bunch of short stories. It's an anthology by a whole bunch of different authors, and I'm really excited for it, but I want to take my time with it. And then I'm going to start, but most likely not finish because I'm not that fast of a reader. And these are all physical books. 9 of Swords. This is the first in the Phineas Fogg series by Brooklyn Quintana, and this was actually sent to me by the author for review. I'm really excited to get it started. You can check my TBR, but from what I understand, it has magic, it has mermaids, where there's a magical academy that is incredibly dangerous, and our main character, Finn, or Phineas, is attending this academy. He's either royal or a whole bunch of royals attend the academy, and there might be some drama, political intrigue, discourse, and of course, magic. So these are the 3 books I'm focusing on because I am right at the dead end of Blaze Wrath Games. But again, if you don't know what Blaze Wrath Games is, it is a contemporary world with fantastical elements such as wizards, witches, sorcerers, and an Olympic Cup with dragons. The main character is trying out for Team Puerto Rico. I liked several elements of this book. I'm at the very end, so I can't tell you what exactly my star rating is. The character and the writing style were not entirely for me, but I can say that they were consistent. It felt like a 16-year-old. It seemed like this was a 16-year-old narrative. So if you love younger YA books, if you are a young adult, I really do recommend this, and the second book in the series is coming out in the fall, so you can kind of binge read that. So yeah, it is Saturday and I have a really busy weekend ahead of me. My dad just came into town. My brother's birthday is happening. It's just a lot of family things going on. So I don't know how update-ish my updates will be, but I will do my absolute best. Oh, and because I didn't say so, welcome. Hello, I'm Jade of Jaded Reader, and this is week 2 of my Draconathon vlogs. I'm happy you're here. If you didn't check out my first set of Draconathon vlogs, I will link it up above, and you can check that out so you know what I'm talking about. And if you want more thoughts on Blaze Wrath games, as well as me getting glasses and The Wolf of Oran Yarrow, which I absolutely adored, go check that out. But otherwise, I will see you in the next update. It is Tuesday. I'm gonna double check that. I don't have a lot of time because we're gonna eat some breakfast and then we're going kayaking, but wanted to give you a quick update because I have read 9 of Swords, and so far I can say I feel very much so like this is a cozy story. It's a very like middle grade fantasy almost. At least the character is a middle grade character. The character is 12. We had a few moments where the character I think was saying things that maybe a 12-year-old wouldn't say. So the dialogue has been a little hit or miss for me so far, but I'm only like 15 pages in. So take my words with a grain of salt for now. I am 1% in. Sorry, my arm was getting tired because I'm using my phone to vlog for today because I'm not taking my camera out on a kayak. I have gone kayaking before, but I love my camera more than I trust myself, is how we're gonna put that. I do not want my camera to drop to the bottom of a lake, and that's just kind of the end of that. I don't want that, so we're not taking it. I hope that I can get some pretty shots because I'm really looking forward to it. I do love kayaking. I'd like to pick up an audiobook because all the books I'm reading right now are physical, and so I'm going to look at my different audiobook options and see what I can do. Quick change of location. My phone ran out of storage, so I'll definitely need to fix that before we go kayaking, and it was getting hot outside. I don't remember exactly what I was saying, but just to finish this up, I looked at my audiobook stocks and there was none I actually wanted to start that wouldn't be like a huge undertaking. Editing Jade here. She definitely ran out of space again and she went kayaking. So here's kayaking. Look at him go! Do not! Nope, yeah, so no reading was done in this time, and I just dropped my dad off at the airport a little bit ago. All around, not productive in the way of reading, but it's been kind of a hard time, and I'm hoping to get back on track. Updating to get back on track. I think I am going to go ahead and post this vlog on Saturday. The algorithm has been loving me on YouTube lately, and by that I mean I've had the worst viewage I've had in a long time. It's fine. I don't really mind when it comes to vlogs. Vlogs are meant to be fun. They're meant a lot of the time just for like these specific things such as Draconathon or whatever, but saying I'm going to have a new upload schedule and then completely tossing it into the wind a week later is it's on brand, I'll give you that. Speaking of lateness, in the topics of late uploads, I also completely forgot that I had Discord sprints today, this morning. I also have them in the evening, so I will be doing my regular scheduled sprints for the later time, but yes, Wednesday, I have them in the morning and in the afternoon, and I was just completely distracted by my dad, and I found out too late, so yeah, I'm incredibly sorry for that, but in penance, I am also doing sprints tomorrow. I'm doing them in the morning, and I'm doing 2 hours worth, which should also get me back on track with reading, because again, have not read much of anything. I did read a little bit of the Book of Dragons, but they're short stories, so I'm not giving myself a win just yet. I'm gonna do a little bit more reading first. The next montage you see from me better be a reading montage or I'm fired. Okay, I just finished sprints and I wanted to do a quick thoughts update on what I'm reading this week because, as you know, I haven't been doing much reading. And I haven't had many thoughts. I'll start with Beast Warrior because this is the book I just read for like 2 hours, give or take some breaks in between. And this is also the one I am enjoying the most. So let's start strong and then trickle down. If you don't know about Beast Warrior, I do talk about it in my TBR video as well as mentioning it in my vlog week 1. So if you haven't watched week 1, I mean, you could watch these out of sequence. It's literally just me reading and blowing off reading, but check out those videos for a more in-depth look. Essentially, this is the sequel to one of my favorite books, Beast Player, and it is a very cozy read. I am really liking what Nahoka Uehashi is doing with the second book, though. It is not suffering from a sequel syndrome or a middle book syndrome. I think it's a duology, so I think this is it, but I also thought it was a standalone, so don't trust me. So far, Beast Warrior, the things that it is doing better than Beast Player is the world building. The food sounds delicious, the atmosphere is really descriptive, and because I already know these characters, I feel like I'm getting to know them more. I am really happy with this book so far. It takes place 10 or 11 years after the first book, or the beginning of the first book, since I think the first book spans about a year. And a lot has happened, but there are some major supporting characters from the last book that are taking place in this one and have a much stronger role, which I'm excited about. This isn't a companion novel. It is a direct sequel, even though it time jumps and it's a very different story. I would say that she's focusing less on the characters because the characters are already established and we're getting more of the world. So definitely read these in order, and I think you will be pleasantly surprised with the next one. Thanks to sprints, I'm now about 115 pages in. It looks like, I would guess 30%. I haven't stuck it into Goodreads yet, but we will find out. It's really good. I hope it continues on that way. I hope we get more character development because we have some characters that we're really looking at, and I don't think every character reached its growth and potential in the first one, but we are getting some questions answered, so I'm super happy about that. Next up, I was reading this last night for sprints, and this is The Book of Dragons. It is an anthology, and I loved the first story in it so much that I'm having trouble with the other ones because I'm like, wait, but I want to read that book. L. Catherine White was the author of the first one, and I really loved her story. The Tale of the Naga Sage by Zen Cho. Zen Cho is an author I've actually been really wanting to pick up. They have a novella that I very much so want to read. I can't recall the name of it. It's kind of a long name. I think it has the word salt in it, and I'll toss it right there. But I thought this one was really interesting. It definitely felt more like a short story, and I loved the fact that we were from the dragon or the Naga's perspective, and that they had kind of a sense of humor, and it was in modern times, but because they're eternal, they were like spanning a lifetime, and there was like the gods going with the times and the modern era. So I thought that was really cool. I then read Yuli. Yuli was my least favorite so far by Daniel Abram, and it didn't have very many dragons in it, which I could forgive because it did have Dungeons and Dragons. Half of the story was like told with Dungeons and Dragons, and the other was this guy who's like an mercenary for like, I think the Polish government. I don't exactly remember all the details, but they were very unusual stories thrown together, and it felt like it was trying to do what the first story did, which was be a first chapter and draw you in. But I wasn't drawn in, I was mostly just thrown off, and I wanted to spend more time honestly with the Dungeons and Dragon characters, but it also didn't have quotation marks when the Dungeon and Dragon characters were talking. I was just able to like suss it out based off of the indentions, and I'm not really a fan of that writing style. So that was probably my least favorite so far. And then I skipped a longer short story because it was in script writing and I just wasn't in the mood for that. I will be going back to that story, but I didn't read it yet, so I don't want to talk about it. Instead, I read Nidhogg, which is obviously one of our prompts, and this was by Joe Walton, and it was just a short poem. The first line is, "First of all and last of all, and gnawing at the root, beside the wall, beneath the hall, in the darkness absolute." And it just is talking about Nidhogg the dragon, which is just superb, honestly. And I really liked it. In my last vlog, I said I didn't like poetry, and that's true. I'm not really drawn to it ever. When I do like poetry, that's a good thing. Elizabeth Acevedo does novel in verse, and I absolutely love her. She is phenomenal, and I love her novels in verse. I'm just not ever going to just be looking for poetry, but dragon poetry so far has been pretty fantastic. A little bit of a redemption for me after choosing
poetry for you all. So yeah, there was that. I'm really enjoying this so far. The first story was still my favorite. I'm going to need another story to conquer it though, because if you have your first story be your favorite in an anthology, I don't want to keep thinking about that first story all the way through this, or I'm not going to be able to give it a 5-star. Just throwing that out there. You're on the chopping block, sir. Last up, we have 9 of Swords. I am not enjoying this. It is just really long and it is taking me a long time to read. Page for page, I don't want to say struggling. I feel myself going at a slower pace. I'm trying to just enjoy it, and I'm definitely not going to be finishing it this week. I think I'm going to try and set a goal for myself and split this up mathematically so that I finish it by the end of the month, but I'm not going to be like trying to finish it in this week or anything like that. So far, we have a young princeling who's about 11 or 12 years old, and he has been growing up with his family in the rural countryside. He is part of the royal family, but his father, who so far is, I think, my favorite character, which means he's going to die, I'm sure of it, is taking him to the royal court, and then he's going to be going to Morancy Academy. It's supposed to be super dangerous. They've been really straightforward about that, being like, oh, you're definitely going to get harmed. You're going to be in pain here, child. That's been interesting. I think the dad is like a really nice dad. Like, he seems like very loving and doting. You get a softness you don't often see in father figures in these kind of fantasy worlds, so I really like that. I'm not complaining about the length. I mean, I knew what this book was when she told me it was 760 pages and then sent me this. This is my murder weapon of choice, and I am perfectly happy with that. If there's an intruder, they're gonna die. Yeah, I'm totally fine with the length. I just need to kind of accommodate that more for myself, because I am going to be reading it slower than anticipated, and I want to make sure I'm pacing myself and not discouraging myself. And that's the 3 books I am reading this week. I hope to have more thoughts by Saturday, but for now, I'm just going to finish my coffee, do a little bit more reading, some editing of this vlog right here, and then try and plan out some of my other videos, because I don't actually know what's coming out next week, or the week after that, or the week after that, and time just seems to slip by when I do not have a plan. So I'm gonna go come up with a plan, and then I will get back to you later. I am tired. I just dropped my mom off at the airport. I'm dropping all of my family members off at the airport. I just checked the mail and I got another package from Ana Luisa, so I'm excited for that. I don't think I'm going to be opening it in this vlog. I think I'm gonna do it in the next one, because I got a ring from Ana Luisa this time, and I, honest to God, I don't think I can do a close-up on my nails. It's just, it would be a real ego hurt, and I'm just not ready for it. Not doing that. I am getting in the car though. Yes, I drive a Prius. Honestly, you should have guessed that. I am headed to the store though. My day is not over because I have to pick things up for the live show tomorrow. I'm very excited because I am going to be having an after-hours live show with Soleil afterwards. It's a secret, but I'm really excited about it. And you're about to watch me go get random ingredients, including alcohol, and then you would watch the live show if you decide to watch the live show, and you'd be like, why was that live show boring? And it's because in the description box, we will have the Dragon's Den and Drinks live show that happens about 30 minutes later. I need to go get ingredients for that, because for my draconic creation, we are going to be making draconic concoctions, and I'm going to try and make like a dragon fruit drink or a purplish drink with like star fruit in it, something very Draconathon themed. Don't know what that is yet though, because I have no idea how to make cocktails. This is a adult after hours live show. There will be nothing explicit in it. It's just like not meant for kids because we're drinking and we're adults. So if you are a child watching this, I do not recommend attending the second live. But yes, very excited, very secretive. Can you tell I'm bad at keeping secrets? Anyway, I'm gonna go do that. Not going to film and drive, but am going to get random ingredients, and then I will see you later. This aisle said mixers, but I don't actually know what mixers are really. I don't know what to mix in. These mixers? No, that's tonic water. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even think I'm making margaritas, but like, yeah, sure.
food is $8. I'm definitely not throwing it into the cart. Also, I got 1 red pepper just in case, because if you're playing Truth or Dare, it's bound to come up and I am ready for it. I am prepared. Also, they didn't have the hottest red pepper, so I got the second hottest. I asked the guy and he said that this was the second hottest. Well, this is how little I drink. I forgot in the state of Oregon, you cannot buy liquor at the grocery store. They don't do that here. So I was able to get everything but the alcohol for it. I ended up not going with the cider. I kind of want to make my own. I feel like a pre-made cider that sounds really great isn't really what I was looking for. I was looking for something where I was the curator of my dragon drink, and that just felt like too much of cheating. So I'm going to have to find, oh, there is one across the street. I'm going to go to the liquor store across the street. Guys, guess what I just found outside the liquor store? That is a horrible way to start, but I found a little library. Look, it's a little free library and it's like a treasure chest. I mean, it looks grungy. I don't think that there's anything good in it, but I still had to look because that's who I am. We have Gossip Girl. We have The Golden Compass, which, I mean, like, that's legit. Apparently Good Me, Bad Me was an international bestseller, so I'll just take your word for it. Oh God, things are dropping. Okay, I turned you around so that we could all see. We have something called Midnight at the Library. If Catfish Had 9 Lives. Honestly, this sounds pretty interesting. It includes recipes. Oh, okay, there's an entire back shelf here. It looks like we got a whole bunch of hardcover of the Charlie Bones. This looks interesting. On this side, it actually looks like it's been categorized between like fiction and nonfiction, so I am going to move these on back. Oh, oh, this is cool. Ooh, a Dark Horse graphic novel and hardcover. I'm gonna set this right here in the dirt. We're having a moment. Wait, is that another Dark Horse? What? What? I also just found a copy of Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Promise, which is fantastic. There's actually gold in this. I still have not gone into the liquor store. I got caught up. The liquor store just closed, and they closed 10 minutes ago, which means if I wouldn't have... You can't see my expression because I'm wearing a mask right now, but it is a face that understands that they picked books over the job that they were meant to do. Also, I am vlogging in a parking lot and at least 3 different people have looked at me like I was crazy. I guess I'm just doing this now. I will be going in the morning. I have all the ingredients besides the liquor. That's pretty good. That's halfway there. I have my nail appointment then, so I'll get liquor, go get my nails done, have a live show. It's gonna be great. I'll see you back at the house to like do an outro. I am back home. I am done with my chores, except for the actual reason I went out. I did pick up 3 graphic novels I didn't need, so that's great. Like I said a little bit earlier, this is going to be my outro because right now it is actually Friday night, approximately 20 minutes after all liquor stores close in Oregon. I still need to edit this portion of the video and then upload it because it is going up tomorrow, which is your today, which is Saturday, unless you're watching me late, in which case, that's okay too. But I will be starting my new vlog tomorrow, so you will get to see what I do with that dragon fruit and all those different ingredients. If you attend the regular live show, you won't see it, but if you are an adult and would like to click on the secret link in the description box of that first live show, you can go ahead and watch me blend all of those ingredients live. I think I am done with the Book of Dragons. Think, I know, is kind of a confusing phrase to use when you are saying you are finished with the book. I'm not DNFing it, but because it's anthologies, like I feel like I got enough out of it. I read about 5 or 6 of them. I read all of the poems and I got a really good feel of like what this anthology is about. I'm not gonna give it a rating because I haven't finished it, but I plan on rating the stories individually anyway. I want to move on to some of my other dragon books and I want to give them all time, and I read enough of those short stories that I feel pretty fulfilled. I have definitely completed plenty of prompts, so I'm really just having fun and I'm kind of going around and trying my dragon books out. I don't want this to drag on too much longer. It's probably already pretty freaking long without content, which is just fantastic. Regardless of if this content is good or not, I hope you are enjoying the sun or more stars wherever you are, and until next time, bye!